What is going on, guys? You're watching The Hungry Handgunner. I'm Nick, and today we've got something neat. We have the Smith and Wesson 437. This is the 437-2. It's a 5-shot 38 special snub nose, so it's a little something different. So this is not my firearm. A very generous person loaned this to me to review for you guys. He prefers to remain anonymous, so that's what we're going to do. But first things first, let's shoot this thing. These are 158 grain federal standard pressure lead round nose, and yeah, this is an Airweight. It's a very lightweight gun, and just after those were my first 5 shots through it, and I can tell you, you feel it. The owner told me that the plus P's out of it were a handful. I can only imagine. All right, shoot 5 more. Let's try the single action and see how that feels. Ooh, very nice single action trigger. That single action's nice. Very nice. Double action's pretty heavy, which I guess makes sense in the context of what you would use something like this for. Self-defense, concealed carry. A single action, wow. None of my speed loaders are going to work for a 5-shot, which is fine. Kicks like a mule. Let's take a close-up look. Alright, so there she is. You can see it has the combat style grip, so you can get a full grip on the pistol. It is a 5-shot cylinder. Has Smith and Wesson's usual push to open cylinder release latch there. Very nice ramp front sight, notch rear, and there you go, Smith and Wesson Airweight. So it says right in there, 437-2, and your ejector, very neat. It is a double action revolver. I'll show you guys what that trigger pull looks like. Double action's pretty heavy and long. And then the single action, you guys can see it's right there. Very light, very nice single action trigger. And that's honestly my preference with revolvers, is to have a hammer. Yes, I know you should practice the double action trigger pull for self-defense, but I like having the option of single action. So very neat here so far. Let's shoot it some more. Let's back up a little bit further. Alright, so before we were shooting at 10 and 15 yards, 10 yards from my steel swinger, 15 yards from the silhouette down there. Now we are going to stretch it out a bit. I am at 25 yards from the swinger and 30 yards from the steel silhouette. So I'm going to try this double action, and then depending on how that goes, we'll probably go to single action. Let's go for the swinger first, 25 yards away. Try 2 on the silhouette. Hey. Interesting. Yeah, it's going all the way around that swinger. I am not a particularly talented revolver shooter anyway. And then you add in shooting something this small, and probably a little bit of recoil anticipation on my part, which feels funny saying that since it's only a 38 special, but it is kind of heavy for caliber. It's 158 grain, and then it's out of a very small and light gun. Let's try some single action here on the Swinger. Chance of redemption. There we go. Silhouette should be no problem. It's just something neat about it. 5-shot capacity is definitely low capacity, but I think that it's important to consider that in the context of the firearm itself. This is not a duty firearm. This is absolutely a concealed carry personal defense piece. And if your options, as I've said before, are this gun or no gun or any other small gun with somewhat limited capacity, I'd take it. And 38 Special has been putting would-be attackers in their place for a very long time. All right, let's see 5 more single action on that Silhouette. I hit the chain on the Swinger. This is cool. Alright, so there's one more thing I want to try, and we're going to use Joffrey to demonstrate this. Alright, so I am fairly close to Joffrey. I'm 7 yards away. He has been primered. Any damage you see on him other than hopefully the 5 shots I'm about to put on him is just residual damage from him being worn out. So I didn't bring my shot timer with me. I do have a holster that the owner of the firearm let me borrow with it. We'll do more on some drills and things with it and see how I can run it later. Basically, I'm just going to squeeze off 5 shots as fast as I can and see what it looks like on Joffrey. Alright. As best I can tell, it looks like I got 4 or 3 on him, I should say. I'm sorry. No, 4. I got 1, 2, 3, and then over here on his left shoulder. So, yeah, we're gonna try that again. All right, this time I'll just leave the camera pointed at Joffrey over there, and we'll see how we do this time. Again, it's gonna be 5 rounds, pretty much as fast as I can squeeze them off. I think that was a little bit better. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to scoot about 15 yards that way, and I'm going to see if I can put any up here, and we'll see what we get. Behold the power of the mighty 38 Special. Alright, so I am fairly close to Joffrey. I'm 7 yards away. He has been primered. Any damage you see on him other than hopefully the 5 shots I'm about to put on him is just residual damage from him being worn out. So I didn't bring my shot timer with me. I do have a holster that the owner of the firearm let me borrow with it. We'll do more on some drills and things with it and see how I can run it later. Basically, I'm just going to squeeze off 5 shots as fast as I can and see what it looks like on Joffrey. Alright.